Hey, it is Friday, July 8th. Had a really bunch of interesting things happen this week. And the first one, I guess I got to start with Saturday. Recognize those chords? Well, one note. Add one note to all of them, and let's see what we got. Saturday, my friend Dave Nachmanoff and was playing with Al Stewart nearby at our mountain winery here in Saratoga, and they were opening for Don McLean, who I ended up going to the show. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. But they ended up they were kind of the opening act, and I ended up running into two of my students there, and who went to see Don and didn't know Al would be opening, and they both knew Dave. And they had no idea that they were going to see that. Matter of fact, as I was leaving at the intermission, or heading out at intermission, I saw Fred, fly on the wall Fred. Some of you might remember Fred. And he was texting me to tell me he had just seen Al Stewart. Didn't realize that I've been sitting right there, just a few rows away from him. Al told a really interesting story about the roots of Year of the Cat. Back in about 1975, they were out on a tour here in the United States, I think. But this may not have been the same tour. But his first U.S. tour, he was an opening act for Linda Ronstadt. And his piano player at the time, Peter Wood, kept playing this. And it was driving Al nuts. And he said, "Can you stop doing that?" And this is what all Peter played on the guitar, or on the piano, when they were just like noodling around or messing around. And then Peter added a note to it, a B, to each of the chords, to the C chord, to the D chord, and the E minor chord. Already had one. And Al said that one note launched that song. Anyway, Al suggested to Peter that he might write some lyrics to it and turn it into a song, and Peter said, "That's dumb. What are you thinking? What are you thinking?" It launched Al's career. Anyway, it was great to see him. They played a couple of not obscure tunes. They played a couple of his hits. And Joe the Georgian in C sharp minor. I'm not going to mess with that. Night Train to Munich. I can't remember it. What else? He did one other weird one. Oh, are you there? Flying Sorcery. Anyway, so it was really cool to see Dave play with Al. They hadn't done anything together in about 3 years, and they may never do something again. That was why I wanted to go. There's something else really exciting. Oh, what I'm going to talk about today, we have a new lesson coming out from Nesh, and I got an interesting theory thing, I think. It's going to be, hopefully it's going to be an easy way to remember what notes are in what chords, major, minor, and diminished, and even augmented, although we don't care about the augmented chords too much. So I'm going to get to that. But first, let's see, the rest of the weekend, Dave was also in town to do a CD release concert, or party, more or less, for like 25 people or so, at a family winery here in Los Altos, and for our friend Cathy Belleville. So I hope somebody had a chance to check out the links in last week's email to Cathy's album called 3/4 Girl. I've given it one more plug, probably never talk about it again, unless, oh yeah, we'll get Cathy live here sometime. Anyway, and that was a blast. There is some video floating around of that. Dave did some of his fabulous tunes, That Guy, Grateful, I can't remember them all now, but Dave did 2 mini sets, and then Dave and Cathy did a bunch of her cool tunes. Let's see, that was Sunday the 3rd. The 4th of July, we always have a little neighborhood parade here called the Westchester Parade. That's the name of this neighborhood that I live in here. And and my kids, who used to walk in this parade, but now they're all like 30-ish, always come over, and we always sit out on the lawn and watch the kids go by on their bikes and wave to them, and then we see lots of familiar faces and stuff. And about a half an hour before, the last 2 members of our family that had not gotten COVID, one of them tested positive. And so that kind of it didn't matter because everybody else had already had it. And so we're thinking, okay, great. Everybody's kind of immune now. And sure enough, a couple days later, the other one got it. So now it really has hit the whole Hogan clan, including Granny, as she's called by the kids, and then all the kids and all the spouses and all the significant others. So hopefully we're done with that for a while. Anyway, so the 4th of July parade was pretty cool. I hope most of you had a nice little holiday. Not too many, really no fireworks. Are you kidding? In California? Not a chance. Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? Was I going to play something else? Oh, I have one last little announcement. You know what? I'm going to play something first. A friend of mine sent me a message the other day and said, hey, somebody I know and we want to do a duet of this song. Do you think you'd listen to it and maybe record the guitar part? Because here's a link to the way this couple did it. And I thought, oh, well, so I look at it, and I say, it's a really cool duet version of this. Trying to think about ending it this way, but I decided it was going to be spooky. What do you think? With that A minor, should I put in the 9th or the sharp 6? Just a regular 6, or put the 6 on top, or both? Can we do it? Come on, think. Okay. Anyhow. So that was kind of cool. Sent them off. I made a quick little recording of that. Okay. Oh, last little quick thing. Tomorrow, if this most of you may not see this till tomorrow, but second Saturday of every month, I do a meeting at noon California time with our KOA members, and it ends up being a mini lesson for however many show up. Now, usually only 2 or 3 show up, so it ends up being like a semi-private 15-minute lesson for like 3 or 4 different people. So anyway, KOA folks, if you're watching, don't miss another one. It's the same 3 people that show up every time. You're all invited. Anyway, that's July 9th, tomorrow. And that means the next one will be the second Saturday in August, which will be it's going to have to be the 13th? No, that's got to be wrong. 9, 6, 13. Something's wrong here. Oh, yes, of August. Okay, never mind. It'll be the second Saturday in August. Because the first Saturday would have to be the 6th. Okay, stop it. Quit computing. Anyway, tomorrow, noon. Oh, and one more thing before I get to the triad story. Nesh has been working on a cool lesson. I've been talking lately about learning to recognize chord progressions. When you hear something like this, you should recognize 1, 6, 4, 5. In G, it's this. Doo-wop sound from the 50s. And so yes, we have a lesson coming up that I think we will see in 4, 5, maybe 6 different keys on a tune by the 5 Satins from, I believe, the golden year, very special year, 1956, I think. Could be wrong. Anyway, okay, I want to talk about, I should play something else. Oh, what did I try playing the other day? Was talking with a student about various pieces, and this one came up, and I thought, man, I haven't played this in 10 years, but I'm going to try it anyway. No, you know what? I'm going to end it. I'm going to end with that. I got to talk about the triads first. Stop! Okay. What I think is an easy way to be able to figure out quickly what 3 notes make up any triad, major, minor, diminished, even, augmented, and any root, A flat, D flat. I don't know if I can get through this in 5 minutes. I'm going to try. First of all, you have to understand the relationship between the 4 different types of triads. That a major triad is 1, 3, and 5 of the major scale. We're going to be talking in the key of C here, which is always like sometimes seems kind of wimpy, but we're going to do it anyway. And that's because a major triad is built of steps 1, 3, and 5 of every major scale. But in the case of C, that's C, E, and G. We make that chord minor by flatting the 3rd. So if you knew the notes in a minor triad, if you had A minor memorized as A, C, E, you could say, oh, I got to make it major by sharpening the 3rd. How do you make it diminished? You start with minor. If you start with major, you flat the 3rd to make it minor. If you want to make it diminished, now you flat the 5th to make it diminished. So my A minor chord, A, C, E, gets diminished by lowering the E to E flat, flat 5. Okay, if I want an augmented chord, I start with my major chord. If I'm talking about A, then I'm thinking A, C sharp, E. And I have to sharp the 5th. E sharp, no problem. Here's my A augmented. From starting over. Oh, and then it gets doo-woppy. Kinda. We got a 2 to a 5. 3 to a 6, but it's a dominant 7. Never mind. Back to 2. So it's got more of the Beach Boys sound than the doo-wop sound. Anyway, okay. So that was the quick review on the relationship between the 4 types of triads, where we think of the diminished as the smallest one. If we raise the 5th, we get to minor. If we raise the 3rd now, we get to major. And if we raise the 5th again, we get to augmented. Think of them in that order, small to large. Diminished, minor, major, augmented. Then get memorized the 7 natural triads. What do I mean by that? The 7 chords in the key of C. Think about your piano. Got a piano there? Me either, but I got a hand here that thinks it's playing a piano. My chord number 1 is C, E, G, major. Chord number 2 is D, F, A, minor. Chord number 3, E, G, B, minor. 4, F, A, C, major. Okay, we know the chords. They go C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and by the time I get up to B, which is way over here, B, D, F. Oh, that's diminished. Okay, so if I have those 7 triads memorized, if I'm thinking about a D chord, I start with D minor as my starting point. And then I think, okay, because I know D minor is the chord in the key of C. That means it's D, F, A. So if I need D major, I got to raise the 3rd. If I need D diminished, I have to flat the 5th. D, F, A flat. If I need D augmented, I have to raise the 3rd to make it major, F sharp, and raise the 5th, A sharp, to make it augmented. Oh, those augmented chords. All right. Now, so that was really quick on that, but here's the next step. A flat chord or a sharp chord. If I'm thinking about an F sharp chord, the first thing I do is I lock into my F chord. Then I figure out, okay, if I'm talking about F sharp minor, I think for my F chord, I know that my F natural chord, because it's chord 4 in C, is major, F, A, C. If I need to make it minor, I have to flat the A. Why am I talking about F when we're thinking about F sharp? Because if I dial in my F chord, F minor, F, A flat, C, for F sharp minor, I just have to raise them all. F sharp, A natural, C sharp. Get it? An E flat chord. Oh, let's get really scary. E flat diminished. Okay, I know my E chord. This is going to get really ugly. I know my E chord. My E natural chord is minor, E, G, B. Okay, that's good. I'm getting close to diminished. All I have to do is flat the 5th, E, G, B flat. Good. But now I need E flat diminished. That means I have to flat everything again. E flat, G flat, B double flat. There's my E flat diminished chord. That looks like an A. Nope, it's a B double flat. E flat, B double flat, G. Anyway, okay. Oops, I forgot my G flat. It was up there. There we go. That's what I needed for just the diminished triad. Okay, I did that really fast, but I want you to watch this 100 times. Maybe not 100, but see if you can assemble those thoughts there and then figure out how to play an A flat augmented by starting with A natural, which is minor. Let's do one more of these since I brought this up. What did I say? A augmented? That's one we already did. Well, anyway, forget it. I'm going to start with, I said A flat augmented? What did I just say? Pay attention, Neil. Okay, anyway, let's say it was A flat augmented. I start with my A natural chord, which is A, C, E, which I know is minor. So I have to make it major first, A, C sharp, E. Now I have to make it augmented, A, C sharp, E sharp. Okay, now I want to make it A flat. A flat, C natural, E natural. Nothing to it. Let's see if I can get through On the Horizon. something a lot like that. That's kind of short version. I think I even have a lesson on that here. But a song I wrote 1999. That was, I do believe. Okay, that is it for today. I'll be back next week. See you on July 15th. I guess so. There we go.